thought we had a much more spirited scrimmage. It was still hot out there, probably not as humid as it was last time. We didn't have the rain delay this time, but they started out a lot better. Started out a lot faster, a lot more competitive. Thought both ones units played better, which meant the twos probably didn't play as well. But there were some explosive plays in the scrimmage, and I was proud of competitive toughness. There's a lot of snaps out there. I think we had 135 snaps, which is basically 2 football games wrapped into one, and we had a lot of special team snaps mixed in too. So the guys really pushed hard. They were hurting at the end. There were some really competitive goal line periods. Red area period was competitive. Second, 10, third down. Everything was pretty even across the board when we did ones-on-ones. So I thought that was good. We were able to get some of the playmakers the ball on the perimeter and probably made more plays in the passing game than we did on the other one. That all opened it up.
Coach, at this stage, where do you feel, I guess, about the overall progression of where you're at right now with the season now 2 weeks away?
We got a lot to work on. A lot of situational, whether it's hands, onside, all that stuff. But I'm very pleased with the effort and the effort that our kids are playing with. I'm proud of that. I mean, we had some tough physical practices that these guys, this group has not backed away or shied away from that. Our worst practice by far was last Saturday, and I'm not saying they was our best, but it was definitely to par with the other good practices.
You were a couple of weeks solid into preseason camp, and that's really tough on the body part. How you guys holding up physically?
Been good. We got some guys beat up, and there's a couple guys that couldn't really go today that have been, not been able to practice some. But knock on wood, no major injuries. They're going to have tomorrow off. Monday is going to be a light walkthrough. So this is kind of where we say, okay, you got to start getting them back. You got to get recovery. You got to get fluids. So when you have 48 hours, we feel like you can almost recover to a full extent, and we're hoping to get everybody's legs back. You can see today, the GPS says it, that a guy that was running 19 is running 17. A guy that runs 21 is running 18, 19. They're hurting a little bit, but part of that is mental toughness and the grit. And they've been able to handle that.
Julian Rochester was a guy, and David Marshall. Can you tell us where they're at? I guess Kobe Dean, he wasn't seen in the warm-up.
Yeah, Kobe's banged up. He wasn't able to scrimmage today, but he's going to be fine, we think. He got out there and moved around some, did some stuff. Julian is coming off the ACL repair, and he's practiced every day. He does some periods with us, and he does other periods with a trainer where he runs and gets his mileage up, but not as much contact stuff. So he's doing a little bit of both. Then who's the other one? David does about 50% with us, 50% with the trainer. So we're just, Julian and David are both older players, 4th-year players who are not 100%. So we're trying to control their volume of reps, also giving some of the other guys reps. But they practiced each day.
Who hit on some of those explosive plays?
Receivers. A lot of the receivers did. It wasn't this, last scrimmage it seemed like the backs out of the backfield had some big plays. It was the wideouts as a group. Cager had one, George had one, Tyler had one. Trey Blunt had one. We had several guys have explosive. Explosive to me is over 12, 13 yards. Kieras had a big one. So seemed very balanced on the explosive part.
Are you happy with the progress of that unit?
There's been progress, yeah. I think you can always do more, and that's what we're trying to do. So, I'm very pleased with that group's effort, toughness, resiliency, pushing through, contact toughness. There's some balls that probably should have been caught that weren't today, but that's probably always going to be the case.
How do you manage, or I don't know, manage may be the wrong word. DeAndre Swift is a guy that had his ups and downs last year. How's he done this fall camp?
DeAndre's been good. DeAndre's a good leader in that group. He's very bright. He's probably our most, I say Brian's the most experienced because Brian has been here longer. Brian doesn't have as much volume of carry as DeAndre does, but Brian has more practice experience, probably more reps, just because you got to remember he went through a whole spring when DeAndre was still in high school. But DeAndre's been good.
I want to ask you about Jarvis Jones and his role with the outside linebackers. How did that kind of come about when you guys decided to bring him on to help, and how did his relationship with Dale in terms of him coaching in high school?
Well, to be honest with you, Dale brought it about. Dale did a good job. I wasn't aware that he was done with football. Dale just came and told me, hey, Jarvis is going to be back here in school. And I thought, oh, man, that's an awesome opportunity. I've had the fortune of a Kevin Butler, a Chris Samuels, so some really special players who've come back to work as undergrads. And Jarvis is here every day. A lot of times you get those guys and they can't be all in. They either got a family, they got something going on. Jarvis is all in. I mean, he's in there to learn. He helps set the tempo, set the standard in the outside linebacker room. He demands excellence. I mean, he played the position. He knows what it takes to play it. And at that position, in that position group, you know, we have talented players, but a lot of those guys don't have an experience. And here's a guy that did it in the NFL and did it here at a high level, and he's from our state, played for one of our coaches, and it's a blessing.
Kirby, opening with, at Vanderbilt, I guess you guys have a 70-man decision to make right away on the first game. Is that going to be tougher than usual, or not necessarily?
It's always tough. I mean, it's tough 80, it's tough 85. It's tough when you travel 100, because whoever the 101st, 71st, 86th, it's tough. And it's going to be, even tougher. But we know that what we decide there is not final. It changes week to week here. There's not a week that I think our roster was exactly the same last year. Number one, because of injury, but number two, because of effort in practice. We've had guys go, Michael Barnett didn't travel, didn't play, to going on the scout team on the defensive line, to starting on the defensive line against Georgia Tech. So, I mean, it can come full circle. But we're going to have some tough decisions to make, and we're not going to make them right now. We've got 2 weeks to finalize those choices and decisions.
How much longer are you guys in camp mode? I know that even after camp's over, you kind of stay in that mode. How much longer does that last for you guys?
Probably till Thursday. I mean, because we're gonna start to work on Vanderbilt early, but not too early. We got a lot of games to play besides them, and we're focused as coaches on game planning for them, but with the players, we're focused on getting better. Got to be careful when you have an opponent that you're going to play. If you start too early, I've been there before where they just get tired of preparing for that. They want something new. They want some new energy. So we'll probably introduce Vandy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Where's the competition at punter at right now?
Both guys have punted well. It's been good competition. I mean, Kamara punted well today. Reed Wright punted a couple times as well. To be honest, I'd have to watch the tape. All I've got stats for you. I mean, I'm a lot more worried about the hold up in the coverage right now, and then we judge the rest on tape.
Going back to those explosive plays you were talking about with the receivers being the ones, how much of that is Jake and them meshing more, this far along in camp?
Well, I mean, I think all colleges in college football are explosive now. I'm not telling you guys they went out there and made 100 explosive plays. That's not the case. I'd be worried about the defense. I think that we've got some explosive playmakers, and we got a quarterback that throws the deep ball well. I mean, it's really one of his better passes, and they were able to connect on some of those today.
Kirby, havoc rate is something you guys have talked about a lot. What do you think the defense is in that regard, and how do they fare in that area today?
I don't know how they fared today statistically, because I can't compete. I don't think we fared real well today. I don't think we had some big stops. We had a couple of red area stops where I thought, man, we're just driving down the field, then boom, we hit the red area. If we play really good in the red area, it gives us a fighting chance, because we think we can score points offensively, and defensively, if we hold people to field goals, that's big. But I don't know where our havoc rate was today. I don't feel like it was where we wanted to be.
Where is the defensive line? I know there's a lot of big guys and a lot of young guys. What can you tell us about where that unit's at?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of guys rolling. There's no one dominant player on that defensive front or defensive line. There's a lot of good, solid players, a lot of experience. I mean, we may roll out there with 6 seniors that have played football. Joe Carter, Jay Wye, Tyler Clark, Julian Rochester, David Marshall. I mean, it just seems like you got guys that have played a lot of football that are out there. But as far as the younger guys, they're probably not, they're not where the older guys are. You can't be. I mean, a guy just gets here and you're looking at the guy that's been playing for 4 years. I mean, that's